And welcome to this episode of the Hombre Cave. Tequila Hombre here. Hope you guys are having a very good Tuesday evening. We got a lot that we're gonna cover tonight, so I hope you guys have something good to drink and are settled in. And well, let's get things going. So first, let's check in with our subscribers and see what we got going on first. Hola, El Tesoro Single Rep sounds awesome. It is awesome. This isn't the first time we've selected a single barrel. The first one was really good. It actually sold out like in 3 days. So we're really excited about adding this single barrel. We do have another El Tesoro product coming in for the collective. We have a Lafrig single barrel Mundial collection barrel coming, and it should be here, I want to say this month or next month. So it should be coming here real soon. That one was really good. I did the single barrel selection live on the Tequila Hombre channel with Carlos Camarena. So that was a lot of fun. We had Fonny and Carlos on, and we selected the barrel, and that was really cool. And he went over and talked about the project and what they did and stuff like that. So all right, so Tapatio Blanco with the number 3 char and number 3 toast is coming along nicely. Just started a BB aging American oak number 3 toast and an El Tesoro Blanco. Very good. Well, keep us posted as we go week by week on those and let us know how they're coming along. The aging states work great, and we'll get into the aging projects that I started a couple weeks ago live on this channel, and we'll pull those up and go through them, do little tastings of them and see where they're at. So Chris says hi from Boston, tequila friends. Hi, Chris. Hope you're staying warm in Boston. Tony, hola, bienvenido, welcome. Glad you could make it. Jan is here as well. Jan, hi all. El Tesoro is one of my favorites. Pick a good one, Mark. I will pick a great one for us. All right. So Ray Elizondo says, good evening, hombre. Good evening, Ray. Bienvenido, welcome. Glad you could make it. Kevin Farrar says, hola, Kevin. Bienvenido. Glad you can make it tonight. We always love having you guys come and join me for these live streams, especially when we're doing something really cool, like doing a single barrel selection like we're going to do tonight. So just so you guys know, the way single barrel selections work is, well, I did one just recently with Yayo. We're going to get the first single barrel repo of Yayo. They provided me 2 samples to choose from, and it was barrel 7 and barrel 3, and we ended up going with barrel 7 because barrel 3 really didn't appeal to what we look for, and where the barrel number 7 was absolutely beautiful. It was amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that. I told John I didn't want anybody else to have any more from that sample bottle. He's going to send me that sample bottle so then I can do some more content with it and stuff to really let you guys know about it before it lands. He said March it'll be here for the collective. Really excited about that. I know a bunch of collective members are really excited about that as well too. So Todd Gilbert showed up. Hey Todd, bienvenido, welcome. Scott Henderson's Buenas noches, hombres. You're a wealth of knowledge that we truly appreciate. Well, thank you so much for the kind words, Scott. I appreciate that. And welcome to the live stream. Bienvenido. Welcome. Looking forward to drinking one of your picks. Oh, nice. Looking forward to having you as a member of the collective. So hopefully, if you're a member, you'll get a chance to get them. So good evening, hombre. Checking in tonight. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the single barrel options. All right, cool. Shaman has been with me for a while as a member. He's a member of the collective as well. He's taken advantage of getting in on some of these collective buys as well. And I'm sure he can tell you that we've been pretty lucky on getting some really good stuff for the collective. So it's been great. El Tesoro is a brand that made me look deeper into great tequila. Oh, nice. Great, Frankish. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate you being here for this and checking out what we have going on. All right, so what happens is they normally will send you samples, and you get to go through the samples that they have and select a barrel that that you want to buy the whole entire barrel of. Okay, so each barrel is significantly different from each other. They're not the same. So when you see a single barrel, like from what we do, versus one at Total Wine or one at a different store that a different store may have purchased, they're all completely different. They don't taste the same. So while you may try one that I pick out and like it, you may pick one out from another store and find that you don't like it. That's typical. That happens a lot. So because the barrels themselves are so different and impart such a different flavor profile. So the way a lot of the reposados that you see in añejos and extra añejos work typically is they'll take all the barrels and they sample them and they see which ones taste like what's good, what's maybe okay, and they work together on blending the barrels together. They mix the barrels to create a uniform flavor profile for that particular batch. Okay, where in this scenario you're buying an exclusive barrel. You're buying the barrel. No one else is getting that flavor profile. No one else is getting the flavors that barrel produced, except for anybody that buys from your particular barrel buy. So this is exclusive. It's extremely exclusive. And once it's gone, it's gone. It will never be reproduced again. You may have other barrels that produce a similar flavor profile, but typically they'll never be able to produce the exact flavor profile again. And we found this out when we did a couple of Resol barrel buys where both the barrels that we picked, we were the first in the world to pick barrels of the 10-year aged Resol. That's because my relationship with Casa San Matias, and I picked the 2 best barrels that I could find, and I sampled probably 8 different barrels, and these 2 by far stood out as being the best. And the people that were in the collective at the time that took advantage of those buys all agreed with me that these were exceptional barrels and just created the most amazing, they had the most amazing flavor profiles to it. And I've tried other 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary 10-year aged Resols from other places, and they weren't nearly as good as ours. So that was really good. So I'm really excited about this. We've done a barrel pick before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you guys how this is done, so you can get to see what's involved in selecting a barrel. And this is the way El Tesoro does it. They typically do this for all their barrel picks. They'll send you this really nice case. I'm going to switch to a different camera view so you guys can see this. Here. So this is the case that they send you, okay? It's a really nice case. It comes with a sash on it. I took the sash off because I wanted to look inside originally. But it comes with a sash, and it says El Tesoro Tequila Single Barrel, and that's wrapped around this beautiful wooden, it's kind of like a briefcase or suitcase. It's got these brass clips on it and stuff, really nicely made. Okay, so inside this case you can see they have a beautiful presentation inside here. I'll kind of pop this up a little more so you can see. So you see the it tells you how it's harvested at the peak of maturity, 100% tone or crushed, precisely measured, never diluted, and carefully aged. Okay, and so it gives you kind of a little summary of everything, and then you can see the different the 3 samples bottles that they sent me, and they send you they give you a notepad so you can write notes on your different tasting notes and such, and they give you these little these are covers for your glasses, so you can put them over the top. I don't think these will fit on the Denver and Liley glasses, but you can put these over your glasses, so when you pour your samples originally, you can have them sit for a little while on top of your snifter, so your alcohol doesn't evaporate and you don't lose anything if you're gonna let them sit for a while. So we'll take the sample bottles out of the case here. And now when El Tesoro does their samples, so we'll move this down to the floor here because I don't need this big case up here anymore. So when El Tesoro does their samples, they give you 3 bottles, and what they typically do is they go one that's like aggressive, one that's semi-aggressive, and one that's not very aggressive as far as like heat and flavor profile, one that's more pronounced in flavor, one that may be lighter, and they give you a variance, a difference in barrels, so you can pick the one that you like the best. Okay, so we have A, B, and C, and what we're going to do is I'm going to line them up in the order of the bottles here. So we'll put A will be to my far left, B will be in the middle, and C will be on the end. And so then what I'm going to do now is set up the 3 glasses. We can there's some water in this one because I just washed them. Get the water out. Let me see. We had another comment that came up here from now Gritas. He says, I'm a mezcal guy 99.9% of the time. Finally tried the Artenam 1164 the other night. Gall dang, it was great. Need to dabble more in some añejos. Oh, you mean 1164? You mean Artenam the Artenam, the añejo, sure, blank on 1146. Sorry, 1146. All right, so yeah, that's a really good one. Then there's a different mixture of barrels and stuff in that Artenam selection. All right, so here we go. We're doing El Tesoro. Again, if you want to know about production on these, El Tesoro is made by Carlos Camarena at La Alteña Distillery up in Arandas, Jalisco. It's all a state of grown agave. They grow their own agave. And Carlos, if you ever watched any of the live streams where I had him on, he is a horticulturalist. He's into agricultural growing stuff. He grows his own agaves and stuff, so he puts a lot of extra effort into growing his agave. He grows his own coffee beans. He actually harvests his own coffee beans and makes his own coffee from his beans. But he puts a lot of extra effort into growing the agaves, so they produce an amazing flavor profile. He's a firm believer in, the best agave makes the best tequila. So these are all state-of-grown agave. They cook them in brick ovens or brick hornos, and then they use a Toona wheel to crush the agave fibers after it's cooked to extract the sugars, and then they ferment in wooden vats And then after fermentation is done, then they twice distill using copper pot stills for the El Tesoro. Now, when they do distill it, they distill it at proof. So they don't dilute it at all. It's actually distilled it like about 42% alcohol by volume. And then what happens when they age it in the barrels, they'll lose a little bit of the alcohol and stuff, and it brings it down to proof. So, so it's actually distilled at right around 40%, a little bit higher, as he explained it. Okay, so it's a beautiful tequila. It's made the same way his grandfather made it when his grandfather first started producing it when they created their distillery back in 1937, I believe, was when they created La Altenia. All right, so the first sample we're going to look at, this is sample A. We're going to switch it to the main camera. Sorry. I'm showing it to the main camera and you guys aren't looking at me. Okay, here we go. So looking at it in the glass. There it goes. Look at the legs and tears coming down on that. Looks beautiful. It's gonna have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Looking at the tequila itself, it's kind of a light straw color to it. Not extremely dark. It is a reposado, so that's kind of expected. But it's crystal clear. It looks great. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. Definitely has that beautiful cinnamon and baking spices, the cooked agave on it. There are definitely some hits of citrus in there, some pepper, and then beautiful vanilla and caramel are coming through on it. Just a slight hint of those. It smells very floral, so it's more like a flower bouquet on how the nose is presenting itself. But the vanilla and caramel definitely come through on it, but you still get that beautiful cinnamon and baking spices sweetness from the ripe cooked agave. So it smells like a good mix. It smells like a reposado should, and it smells really good. So let's see what we get on the flavor profile on this one. I haven't had any tequila yet, so I'm going to let my mouth acclimate to this first. It'll sting a little bit as my gums and lips and stuff get used to 40% alcohol. And then we'll try it with this one's nice. It's got cinnamon and baking spices. A little bit of like honey-esque sweetness that follows. Definitely some ripe fruit. More of a light ripe fruit coming through. So like a pear. And then you get some light vanilla with a hint of caramel that comes through on the end. It's good. It's very, very good. It's got a little bit of a burn to it, but it's not too bad. It's just enough to say, hey, I'm here, you know? That's very good. This is very good. I think a lot of people would enjoy drinking this one. It's definitely really easy to drink and has a beautiful flavor profile. So this one is good. Okay, so now we're going to take some water, rinse out the palate a little bit, and we'll go into the second choice, which is B. All right, so looking at B in the glass. Coats the glass beautifully. can see the legs and tears starting to form on the top. There you go, look at that. So it's kind of a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Looking at the tequila itself, crystal clear, nice straw-like light straw color to it, but looks beautiful. You can see the little glimmers of like silver shooting through the tequila as well. Looks great. I'm already salivating thinking about how good this one's going to be. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this one. Definitely some cinnamon and baking spices coming through on the front. It's more of a citrus nose to it. And then some vanilla and caramel coming through. This is more along the lines of a fruity nose to it. But it smells good. It smells good. I think I'm getting more of like the vanilla and caramel being pronounced on this one. And it actually has kind of like a chocolate-esque kind of note that's coming through on it too. A nice chocolate note. All right, so let's see what we get on the mouth, on the flavor profile of this one. Nice viscous mouthfeel to this one. Beautiful baking spices and cinnamon coming up from the cooked agave up front. Then a nice little honey-esque kind of note in the middle. Some vanilla and caramel that come through right away. And then just the light cinnamon and caramel note on the tongue for the finish. This one's really good. It doesn't have the bite that the first one did. The first one is a little more aggressive. This one's got a little nicer mix of vanilla and caramel coming through with a little hint of milk chocolate that comes through too. B so far I think is my favorite between the two. Very good. I like that one a lot. I think people are going to love this one. This one's going to be a little dangerous for people because it's drinks so easy, and it's going to be so easy for you guys to drink this very fast because of how beautiful the flavors are on this one. And it doesn't have as much of the heat as the first one did. So I think you guys are gonna. I think this one so far between the two. This one's really good. This one's going to be one that people are going to really love. All right, so let's see if C beats that. So let's rinse out the palate. Some water, clear everything out. All right, so this is C. This is the third one. All right, so looking at this one in the glass, coats the glass beautifully as well. Pretty consistent for that. Come on, focus. There you go. Legs and tears are just now starting to form. It took all this time for it to get to focus, and it still wasn't dripping down the glass yet. So it's gonna have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it, nice creamy oiliness to it. Looking at the tequila itself, again, light straw color to it. Crystal clear, looks beautiful. With tequila, you should taste with your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. It only enlightens the experience. Just 1 second, let me. All right. So let's see what we get on the flavor profile on this one. Wow, the oily and creaminess on the mouthfeel on this one, wow, really good. Loads of cooked agave up front. Slight vanilla and caramel coming through, little hint of chocolate mixed in. Definitely a slight little bit of citrus. There's a little salinity to this, so nice little saltiness on the end of it. Which kind of gives it like a salted caramel kind of finish to it. But wow, that was good. It's really good. I think people are going to like that too. I think they would like B and C. I think A is probably the more aggressive one in this batch. I think B and C both would be winners here. So let's narrow it down between those two. I'm going to remove A from the equation. And I'll end up drinking the rest of that probably with a good stogie later. And I can show you guys what stogie I pair that up with. But I don't mind a little bit of a bite to a tequila. I don't mind a tequila that bites you back a little bit of a. But we're going to narrow it down between the two of these. Okay, so you guys can help. So looking at them in the glasses, look, you can see the viscosity and stuff to it, right? You can see what the tequila looks like. This is B, this is C right here. So they all both look really good. All right, so let's do B again. Definitely cooked agave. Vanilla, caramel, chocolate. This one's a lot more richer on the vanilla and chocolate notes and the caramel. And the finish on it stays a little longer. This one's beautiful. Really, it is. Nice creamy mouthfeel to it as well. It's really good. All right, so let's see what this is C. Sweet cinnamon and baking spices. Lighter vanilla, lighter caramel, slight hint of chocolate mixed in. Wow. It's a tough choice between these two. All right, so let's take. Definitely, it seems like there's more chocolate, caramel and vanilla coming through on this one, which is a winner for a lot of people. A lot of people like those notes from the barrels. I do as well. And there's still lots of the cooked agave, which we look for in a good reposado too. B is better. Yeah, B is the choice. What do you guys think? There's not as much vanilla and chocolate notes and caramel stuff coming through on C, but they're both really nice, creamy mouthfeels to it. But for me, B is more of like a perfect balance of everything that we look for in a good reposado. So what do you guys think about B? How does that sound? Does it sound good for you guys? You think we should pick that one as our barrel? So Jan says, if we only pick one, I'll pick B. Okay. Pick B for both. I'm leaning towards B. I'm leaning towards B too. I think B would be better for us. Hombre's going to be, I'm not going to be tipsy. I'll be fine. I do this for, don't try this at home. I'm a highly trained professional. Based on my description, you vote C. So you don't like as much vanilla and caramel and chocolate notes in it with the cooked agave. You like it to be more lighter on those notes. Is that what you're saying? Leo Bravo says Vámonos con B, which means let's go with B. Okay. You look forward to trying it. Okay, good. JCS says B. Okay. And Kevin Farrar says I'll trust you. Okay, so I know Kevin's tried my other stuff before. So B it is. We will select B. That'll be our barrel for the collective. If you guys want to join the collective, it's a great group. It's $10 a month for like administrative fees, because it cost me a lot of money to do all this stuff, to fly down there and stuff and select barrels and put all this stuff together. So at $10 a month, it gets you part of the club. You get to become part of the Discord community, where we have a bunch of tequila lovers that are part of the community that share information, post when they find great deals on things and stuff. It's a really great community. Everyone gets along famously, and we have a lot of fun together as a group. But also we get these special buys that I put together, including this El Tesoro Single Barrel Reposado, as well as the El Tesoro Lafrig Mundial Selection Single Barrel as well. We have a Yayo Single Barrel Reposado. We're the first in the country to get that. We also have the 108 proof, the 54 Carrera Blanco, coming as an exclusive for us, since I worked with them on developing that flavor profile. We have a special batch from 1414 of Blanca, which is Vivanco and Associates, the same people that make Artenam Selección 1414 and Viva Mexico. I picked up this batch from Sergio Cruz and Sergio Vivanco when I was there visiting my friends. This was an experimental batch that they're never going to do again, but we're going to buy the whole batch, so it's going to be great. So make sure you join the collective, and so you can get in on all these stuff. And then what else we have? We have a 135th anniversary añejo from Casa San Matias that's going to be coming in for us. We got a ton of stuff. What else do we have coming in? We're going to do some other special things with Carrera. We have some special barrels we're going to do with G4. We're working on a bunch of things. So it's a great group to be a part of. Some of the stuff we've done in the past, we did a single barrel from Corazon de Agave with Blanton's and we did a Reposado Eagle Rare. We did San Matias Gran Reserva single barrel that I selected myself when I was there. We did 2 barrels of Reysol 10-year age, the 20th anniversary edition. What else did we do? We did 5-year G4 extra Neo. We got the first 2 barrels of that in the country. We also were the first to introduce the 108 proof G4 Blanco to the country. We were the first in the country to get it. And we have all kinds of great stuff that we've got happening for the collective, and things that I'm always working on bringing more and more things in. So your membership helps support what I do, as well as gives you access to getting some of these amazing tequilas when they come through. So what would be the price point for the single barrel repo? Probably the same thing as like the regular repo. I think it normally runs like around $65-70 a bottle. At least I think last time we did it, it was like $65. It might have been a little less because they just raised the price. So I think it's like 65-70, like in there. I don't know the exact price. I'll know once the barrel's coming in, but it's fairly affordable. It's not that bad. Okay, B sounds good. I'll say both. Well, we can't do both because in order to do both, you guys would have to buy all of the tequila from both barrels. So whatever we buy, whatever we get, we've got to buy. I mean, that's the thing. Is so if you're gonna join the collective, be prepared to pick up some bottles. That's what we need. And the bigger the group gets, so invite your friends to join, because the bigger the group gets, the more interesting stuff we can really get into picking up, more exclusive stuff, more exclusive deals I can work out with the distilleries to make things more interesting and great for us. So the collective is a great group. It's something I formed probably 4 or 5 years ago, and amongst everyone telling me that I couldn't do it and that the barrels were going to be fake, but we get a lot of members that have enjoyed what we purchased and what we got. Everything is handled through a licensed retailer, so I don't collect money from people individually, and then it's shipped to you directly when it comes in, and you get to enjoy it. So, but if you're in a state that may have shipping issues with alcohol, check first before you join, because, or at least know somebody in another state that can get you your bottles, and then have it shipped to them, and then pick it up from them if you're in a difficult state. I think the only states right now that we can't ship to are Michigan, Massachusetts, and Mississippi, and Utah. I think those are the only states right now that aren't covered. I'd need to check, but that's what you'd buy both. Okay. Well, I mean, we can do 2 barrels, but you guys commit to buying all the tequila from 2 barrels, or should we just stick with one? If you guys commit to saying that you'll buy all the tequila from both barrels, then we'll sell them out. Then we'll do both. But otherwise, let's just do one really good one. And because in each barrel, there's 240 bottles. There's 40 cases of 6 bottles per case. So we're looking at 240 bottles that we'll need to sell. And so that would require you guys to buy more than a bottle at a time. You'd have to buy a couple bottles, maybe a case at a time in order for us to get them all sold. The first barrel of single barrel reposado we had a lot of people that bought a case at a time, and that helped out a lot. We sold it out in a matter of like 3 days, but we're not going to go and get 2 barrels and not be able to sell them out. So why don't we stick with 1 barrel and see how it goes? And if things go great, then maybe we'll jump on another barrel later. So Beyond Barrel says, I vote for one really good one, then pick the best again soon. Yeah, we can always do another one down the road later. I mean, it's I have a really good relationship with El Tesoro. They'll give us other options to do. All right, so B it is. I will let them know. I've got to send them the information tonight. And they said if I get them the information tonight, we should have this in by Cinco de Mayo, by May 5th. For Cinco de Mayo. So those of you that want to get in on buying a bottle of this, join the collective. It's cheap. It's $10 a month, which is cheap. It's really cheap to get access to some of these special buys and stuff that I put together. It's like what, a Starbucks coffee and a half. I mean, a month. And then it supports what we do, and then you'll get access to all these great buys that I have in the works. So, all right. So that is the selecting the barrel part of this part of the live stream. Do you guys have any questions about this stuff? Or, you know, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment away. And let me know what you want to know, and I'll answer any questions I can for you guys. And we'll jump into some of the aging projects now and talk about where things are, and I'll do a little tasting of these. I'm probably going to be thoroughly buzzed by the time we're done with this live stream. So if you guys want to take bets on how drunk I'm going to be at the end, then please do. Go ahead. DraftKings has it up, I think, and what's the other one? DraftKings and all right, so we have I think that's at five bottles total, right? Yeah. All right. So let's sample these puppies and see where we're at. And then I think I'm gonna have to end up having a cigar afterwards. I'm gonna start doing some cigar pairing videos for you guys as well, so look for those to come. What does it say on there? No. Drink hombre, drunk hombre. Yeah, drunk hombre. Yep. No, I don't spit. I don't spit after swirling. I swallow all of my tequila. All right. So first, let's take a look at the Madeira bottles, right? These, just so you guys know, this is French oak. It was dropped. The stave was dropped in here on January 17th. It's a toast number 3 French oak on here, and then this other one, which was also Madeira. We're doing a comparison between two of them. This was an experimental wood French oak that's also number 3. This is a higher quality wood in this one, but if you look at the difference between the two of them, look how dark the regular wood one is compared to the other one. It's a lot darker. All right, so let's see what we get. I haven't taken the stave out yet because I just want to see what these things are like. So this is the regular stave, French oak G4 Madeira. And by the way, guys, give me a like, click the thumbs up button while you're there watching. Give me a like for doing all this stuff for you guys, and then also tell your friends about the channel. We need to get more people in the channel. I want to give away a lot of tequila here, so you guys tell your friends about it. Have them come. The more people we get, the more tequila and stuff I can give away. So. All right, so on the nose, has a nice butterscotch, cooked agave, butterscotch, vanilla, caramel notes coming from the French oak. Wow, that's really good. Really good. That's tasting really good so far. So, beautiful French oak. So I'm definitely getting vanilla and caramel and butterscotch from that. And then the cooked agave is still present up in the front. That's tasting like a really good French oak. Probably an añejo. I'd say that tastes like an añejo. Oh, great. I'm glad you've been telling your customers about the channel, and hopefully they'll come to the Hombre Cave as well. It's supplementary to the Tequila Hombre channel. All right, so let's see what the experimental... So Carolina Blue wants to know, do you have any methodology for what to soak the stave in, and then what tequila to pair it with. Well, the thing is my methodology is if there's something that I like that I think would go well with tequila, then I pick it. So like for this particular G4 Madeiras, these are just regular staves. They're not soaked in anything prior, so they're not seasoned. Okay, this is just the beautiful wood. So this is as if you're using a brand new barrel to age your tequila without having anything in it previously. All right, so there's nothing wrong. Like Raysol, which is one of my favorite French oak extra añejos, those are brand new French oak barrels that they use for Raysol. There's nothing that was in it previously, and it has just a beautiful flavor profile to it. So that's what these are here. This is just plain French oak wood. All right, so the regular one was great. It was really good. So let's see what the new experimental wood, the higher quality wood French oak is going to be like. This is also a number 3 toast. So we're doing a side-by-side comparison using the same tequila with only the staves being different. Really good. This has more of an interesting cherry note that comes through on it, but definitely butterscotch, vanilla, caramel. This is really good as well. Also very creamy viscosity to it. So it's like coats the mouth really nice, kind of silky smooth on the mouthfeel, but it's very good. It's very good. So I think we let this sit in there for one more week, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison of those two. But those both are very good. I love good French oak, so if you're somebody that likes like Don Fulano, that's what this is like. It's like Don Fulano or like Raysol or like San Matias Gran Reserva. Those are all French oak aged tequilas. 2 days away from 2 weeks with the G4 and the number 3 French oak. Oh, nice. I think, have you tried it? Have you tasted it at all? What do you think of where it is so far? Are you tasting it weekly? And Beyond Barrel says, when it's quality wood, no seasoning is needed, but it can be unique and interesting. Yes, it's always fun to experiment. And so we're going to get into the experimental part with these here. So I did a Lalo tequila. This was with a stave that was soaked in Blanton's. It was soaked in Blanton's. I'm going to put a little bit of water in this to clean out this glass. Soaked in Blanton's for 24 hours. Well, let's see where this one's at right now. I just take a little bit of a taste. I don't want to take too much. So this is American oak too. American oak soaked in Blanton. So this would be similar to as if you were aging a tequila in a Blanton's barrel, except the wood's new on this. So a lot of the goodness hasn't been sucked out by Blanton's when it was first aged in this. Instead, it's there. So you're getting Blanton's and all the beautiful notes from the American oak as well. All right, so let's see what we get. Beautiful, beautiful. Still lots of cooked agave up front. Vanilla, caramel, little hint of dark chocolate in there as well. It turned out it's looking good so far. It's a little lighter than what I normally would like to see. So I'm gonna let this one go a little longer and kind of age it, I think, more to an añejo. but it's very tasty where it's at right now. Definitely taste the difference after 1 week. Looking forward to the 2-week taste. Oh, nice. Good. That's the whole key. Taste it every week. So that's really good. It's American Oak with Blanton's bourbon. All right, so let's rinse this out. A little bit of water. All right, so next we have Viva Mexico with French oak that was soaked in port wine. It's a tawny port. Now we're doing these all ourselves, so you can buy the staves at bbaging.com and do this yourself with your own blancos. It's a fun thing to do at home. Create your own añejos, extra añejos, and reposados and stuff yourself. So this is French oak with port wine in Viva Mexico Blanco. It smells beautiful. It smells so good right now. Oh. That tastes really good. I'm going to give this one more week, and then I'm going to pull it and let it kind of meld together. Definitely getting a nice grapiness from the port, the sweetness, the sweet grape from the port, mixed in with the vanilla and butterscotch and caramel notes from the French oak. Still some cooked agave in there as well. This one's going to be really enjoyable. I know I'm going to really like this one with a good Maduro cigar. This is going to be a good after dinner sipper. For sure. Ooh, I actually inhaled what I had in my mouth. Sucked them down the wrong pipe. All right. That one's really good. But I think I may be close to pulling the stave out on that one. Let's put a little water in this glass. All right, so this final one is the Carrera Tequila, and it's got a American oak stave that was soaked in sherry. So this is a Jimenez sherry, so it's, you know, a Spanish sherry. I've liked the way this one has progressed. It's coming along quite nicely. Frank Esch said, I did El Tesoro with number 3 American Oak for a month, wondering what to put my French Oak stave in. I don't know. Just pick any good Blanco that you want. So Beyond Barrel wants to know if you want to do a winter blend with it. So you just put French Oak in after the American Oak on your El Tesoro, but El Tesoro doesn't do a winter blend. So well, the Carrera with this is really good. And it has this interesting prune kind of fruit flavor that comes from the sherry, which is really good. This one's turning out to be really good as well. And it's got a strong, stronger like chocolate and caramel note that comes through on the end of it. This one's gonna be really good. So we'll give these both, all these, one more week, and then we'll probably pull the stave out of this one after a week, and the Viva Medico, and we'll probably let the Lalo go a little longer, and we'll see where the G4 and stuff are at next week. So not a bad idea. Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. You can do your own El Tesoro winter blend with a mixture of American oak and French oak. I'm probably going to use the French oak number 3 and soak it in a 15-year Balvenie, then into El Tesoro. What's Balvenie? I don't know what a Balvenie is, but it sounds good. I'm most hopeful for the sherry blend out of the seasoned ones. Yeah, I think the sherry ones tasted really good. But I want to give it another week in the bottle, and then I'll pull these out next Tuesday, and we'll taste them again and see where they're at. Oh, is it a peaty scotch? Is it like a Lafroig, or is it more of like a regular single malt scotch that's not as peaty? You meant El Tesoro. Yeah, of course. I mean, you meant El Tesoro. Yeah, because I think a scotch would be fine if you wanted to soak it in a scotch and then drop it into a tequila. That should be fine. Scotch works good. Wines work good. The sherry blend sounds awesome. Smoother scotch. Oh, smoother scotch. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. Scotch should be great. Scotch works great. I've been experimenting. I'm gonna play more with wines because I really like the Diablito Rojo, which is in a Cabernet, Napa Cabernet barrel. I mean, that one I really like. I like the El Luchador, which is a white Burgundy barrel from France, which is really good. The Montagave that they sent me, that was really good too, and that was in a Burgundy barrel from France, which was really good. So I'm that's why I did the sherry and the port, because I wanted to play a little bit with some wines. I may try to do like a Pinot Noir, a soaked wood, and a tequila. I think that would be something that'd be interesting, because I do love a good Pinot Noir. But so far the port and the sherry ones have turned out exceptional, and they're a little different, which I like. So you're hoping for the port one. Okay, cool. Well, I'll let you guys know. I think the port one's going to be good. I still love your new idea for aging first before seasoning. Yeah, you know, you can age them. You can season first and then age, or age first and then season it and then put it back in later. I mean, either way, it works. I'm doing a Carrera with a cherry stave. Gonna let it go for about a year, then pull the stave and soak it in either sherry or port and put it back in for a little while. Do you think? Yeah, I actually do. I think that would work. You just get more patience than I do, because I wouldn't want to let it go for a year. The only reason why I let that other one go for years, I forgot about it. I forgot I had it. Totally forgot about it. I was so busy with so many other things, and then I came back to it, I was like, oh wow, it's been there for almost a year. My palate never developed for wine, but the port and sherry sound like an awesome idea. Yeah, it turned out really good. And it's a what is it, Jimenez sherry, so it's from Spain, with a different, the certain kind of grape, which is with the something Jimenez. I forgot what it was. But it was really good. And then the port wine, it's a tawny port, and it turned out really good. Try to taste the tiny 1/8 thimble taste along the way over the, just taste a little bit over the year and see where it's at. After a couple of uses, is the stave too depleted? Yes. You only want to use it like twice. And then the second time, it's going to take a little longer. So let it go for a little longer before you pull it, because it doesn't have as much of the beautiful compounds that you're looking for that deliver the flavor profiles that you're looking for. I agree. The El Luchador was delicious. It still is delicious. It's an amazing reposado. One of my favorite reposados. The complexity that it got from sitting in that white burgundy barrel is amazing. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to dive a little more into wines and see how wines would work with these staves. So so far I've been extremely delighted with the French oak with the port and the American oak with the sherry. I think these are going to be two of my favorite aging projects that I've done yet. So Chris, if I taste it over the year, there won't be any left. There you go. That happens, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Depending on how long, if they were both 2 weeks, you still got a lot left. If it was 2 uses for 6 months, not much left. Yeah. So the longer you let it sit in there, the more depleted it's going to be. And then the less you can use it for a second time and so on. So these are what, 2 weeks, 2 weeks? 117. Yeah, so 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, 117. Let me see. I don't have a calendar handy. Well, let me see. 117 was, I think it's 3 weeks, but let me see. Month. All right, we started at 117. 1, 2, 3 weeks. So we're 3 weeks in now, right now. This is the third week. And I think we're doing pretty good. So we'll probably end up pulling some of these out. We'll probably be pulling some of these out here next week. He said 1/8 of a thimble. Yeah, but who can measure out 1/8 of a thimble? I know where Jan's coming from. You just want to pour a little bit in a glass and taste it. Thoughts about seasoning in a buttery Chardonnay. My wife loves Chardonnay. So if you're talking about like a good Rombauer or something, go for it. Sure, try it. The more buttery it is, the more my wife loves it. She loves Rombauer because Rombauer is like known for being buttery, a buttery Chardonnay. But yeah, absolutely. There's no reason why you couldn't soak it in a good buttery Chardonnay like a Rombauer or something. That makes sense. So sort of like a 6 month to 1 year of aging time I can get out of it. Yeah. Absolutely. But you also have to understand when you put a stave in, 1 week is equivalent to about 3 months of aging time in a standard barrel. So yeah, it's a self. I absolutely understand. I understand. Oh, you're with my wife? Okay. My wife loves a good buttery Chardonnay. Rombauer's her favorite Chardonnay. So if I was to ask her, hey, what wine should I soak a stave in? She would probably say, buy a bottle of Rombauer and do that. And so, yeah, there's no reason why you couldn't do Rombauer. No reason at all. All right, you guys. So it's been over an hour. What do you guys think of the single barrel selection process? You guys saw that? If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up. Give me a like for the information I'm sharing with you guys. We just tasted through the tasting, the aging projects. All of them are really good. So if you guys haven't gotten your BB Aging stave yet, check out bbaging.com. Pick up, either American oak or French oak #3 stave. And drop it in a bottle of Blanco. Try it for yourself. It makes for an amazing aged spirit. Let me see. What does it say? Try seasoning twice. Age first for a week, then season 2 days in buttery Chardonnay. age for 3 weeks, season again for 2 weeks, then at least 3 more weeks for the final. Okay, there you go. Crystal gave you his idea. For me personally, I would soak it for 48 hours in a buttery Chardonnay first. I'd give it 2 days in like a Rombauer, and then I'd put it in, and then after 3 weeks, I would probably soak it in Rombauer again for a second time, let it go for 48 hours, and then drop it in again and try that. See what happens. That's what I would do personally. Chris says, I'm also going to let it, another number 3 French oak, soak in a bit of Glendalough double barrel Irish whiskey, then age the whiskey in a bourbon barrel, then finish in a Oloroso sherry barrel, then in El Tesoro. Okay. Boy, get crazy, man. The more crazy you get, the more fun it makes it. So, aging for a week gives the wine more room. Yeah. Try aging a week first. Okay. JCS says, good show. Thank you, JCS. Your idea for aging first gives the wine more room. I love that idea. I'm not a wine drinker, but a butter shard sounds interesting. Yeah, they're good. My wife loves a good buttery shard. And the reason why the shards get the butteriness is from sitting in a barrel. I mean, that's what they do. So sometimes they'll add oak chips and stuff to it to make it more buttery. That's where the butteriness comes from, is from the barrel. So so it makes sense. You know, if you want to make a Rombauer more buttery, drop a stave in it and let it sit for a little longer, and then your buttery Rombauer would be even more buttery, and then you'll also get some of that wine in the stave that you can drop into your tequila to initiate and incorporate a buttery Chardonnay-esque flavor into your tequila. So there you go. You can actually use these staves to age wine more too if you want. You can age everything, cocktails, other whiskeys, bourbons, whatever you want to age. You can use these staves for aging. Originally, when they were created, they were using them for cocktails and for whiskeys and stuff. Before I kind of talked to Chris about, hey, we should do tequila stuff with it. So he says, okay for wine, soak the stave first so there's no air in the wood. Yeah. Because you don't want to incorporate air into the wine. The wine and air, they don't like each other, so. Overfill the bottle and put a screw cap on it. There you go. Wine is tricky. Okay. He knows, he's probably experimented with wine before, so he probably knows how that happens. So yeah, soak it in something first, like water or whatever, and just let it get all the air out of it before you drop it into a Chardonnay if you want to age a Chardonnay. But otherwise, just put a little Chardonnay in a Ziploc bag to season the stave and do it that way, just like I did on the channel here for seasoning a stave with bourbon or whiskey. A lot. Oh, he's playing with wine a lot. Okay. I think that's what he's saying. All right. Or soak it in the same wine. There you go. You can soak it. Put a little bit of the Rombauer in a bag and fill it up enough just to cover the stave and let it soak in that to get the air out. And then put that stave in the Rombauer bottle, because you're going to need to make room for the stave anyways, because otherwise it pushes the cork out. So you can do that. And that would be a good idea. I don't know if my wife would let me drop a stave into her Rombauer, but for those guys that are out there, I want to give you a little bit of a free advice from the Hombre, okay? For those of you that really like tequila and your wife doesn't drink the tequila, instead she's a Chardonnay drinker and she likes a good Chardonnay, buy her some Rombauer and then you can buy whatever you want on the tequila side of stuff, and she won't get upset at you. Because if you go to the store and you buy some bottles of tequila and you're like, yeah, I'm adding this for my tequila collection, ask the store owner, do you carry Rombauer, and pick up a Rombauer and bring it home to your wife. That makes for a happy wife, and it'll allow you to buy whatever you need to buy tequila wise. Your wife will not complain or be upset about it. That is a Tequila Hombre tip for a happy marriage, at least based on my experiences. If I go to the liquor store and I see a tequila or some tequilas I need to get for my collection or do the reviews, and I spend, some money on tequilas, which, I do spend quite a bit of money on tequilas for these reviews and stuff that I do for you guys, I just pick up a $35 bottle of Rombauer, bring it home for her. She's happy, happy wife, happy life, and life goes on, and I'm able to create amazing content for you guys. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And we're all happy. Okay, so what does it say? In the hi-fi speaker world, there's something called WAF. Okay. AKA wife accepted factor, and engineer factor that this in. Engineer, yes, wife acceptance factor. You got to get the wife to be happy with it. I've been involved in the high-end speaker industry, but I've never heard of the wife acceptance factor. Tequila Hombre advice equals 100%. There you go. So Ray knows. Spend a little money and invest in the happiness of your wife, of your spouse. You do that, carte blanche, my friend. Carte blanche. Do whatever the hell you want. She will not complain, but you just got to make sure you keep her in your thoughts and buy a little something for her to make her happy. Same if you're a female and your husband doesn't drink tequila, but you do, and your husband likes a bourbon or a scotch or whatever. When you're buying all your tequila bottles, ladies, for your collection, and your husband, you don't want to hear your husband complaining about all the tequila that you're buying, pick him up a nice bottle of Eagle Rare or Buffalo Trace or something while you're at the store, and say, here, honey, I was thinking about you. Here's a nice bourbon for you, or here's a nice whiskey. And then he will not complain about the fact that you bought a bunch of tequila for your personal enjoyment. It's a happy marriage thing. It means happy marriage. It works for both the ladies as well as the gentlemen. So thank you, Brian. You have a good one as well. Have a good one, my friend. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you for the information, for all the great aging ideas. Unfortunately, I'm single, and again, so no more wife to drive me nuts. I can drink and smoke all I want. There you go. There you go. You're happy. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I think I spent enough time with you guys. I got to take care of some other things. I'm going to go enjoy a cigar with some of the El Tesoro samples that I have. But until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So make sure you subscribe to the Hombre Cave and catch up on some of the stuff, that inside stuff that we give you here, as well as the reviews and stuff on the Tequila Hombre channel. And until Friday night at 7 p.m. here, we'll see you then. Have a great week, and I hope you enjoy some amazing tequilas.